working with audio, channel interpretation. So, it's time to talk about sound. The audio tracks on the timeline are located below the center line. You can track their playback in the right part of the timeline panel. What tracks do we have? By default, the tracks are standard, but there are 51, adaptive, and mono tracks. You can put both mono tracks and stereo tracks on a standard track, and they will be interpreted in the same way. I mean, mono tracks will be laid out in the same way in both channels, left and right, and stereo tracks will be laid out according to their channels. 51 is a sound system where 6 channels are used: center speaker, 3 front, and 2 rear. You need to create the appropriate sequence in order to edit in this mode. To do this, we need to go to the project panel and choose New Item, Sequence. Then we go to the track selection, where we set what sequence we need. If we set the stereo sequence, then we'll have the usual 2 channels. If we select the mono sequence, there will be 1 channel.
It was a fantastic ride.
If we select sequence 51, there will have 6 sliders. By default, the track is laid out on the front 2 speakers and on the back 2 speakers, like a stereo. Multi-channel is the creation of a sequence with a certain number of independent mono tracks. Most often, it's necessary to send the channel master to the archive. In multi-channel, we can create any number of tracks, from 1 to 32. We can interpret the sound for each video and audio file as we need it. For example, we have a recording from a camera, the sound from a shotgun microphone or a lavalier microphone is recorded in the left channel. A noise or an empty channel is recorded in the right channel. Then we can turn it off before the editing begins. For example, we take a clip in the project panel. The selected clip has sound waves channel 1 and channel 2 from the lavalier microphone. Channel 3 and channel 4 are the dirty sound from the video file itself. Putting the video on the timeline, we see that the first 2 blue tracks associated with the video display impure sound. The other 2 green ones display pure sound. So, we can turn off the sound we don't need at the stage of interpreting channels. To do this, we need to right-click and select Modify Audio Channels. We disable the checkboxes from channel 1 and 2 in the appeared window. Next, we change number of audio clips from 4 to 2. So, when we output the clip with the specified settings, it will appear without the draft tracks. In the same way, you can split the stereo into 2 mono channels. For example, we take another clip where the sound is displayed in a normal stereo pair, left and right. And if we move this sound to the timeline panel, it will fall on 1 track and will be shown as a stereo pair. Let's go back to Modify Audio Channels and choose mono instead of stereo. Also, we change the number of audio clips from 1 to 2. That is, we can manually assign what we need. And now, when we look at the resulting tracks in the source panel, we will see 1 and 1 instead of the letters L and R. When you move the audio to the timeline, each channel will occupy its own track. There is the case when the camera has recorded the sound from the microphone on the left channel and the unnecessary noise from the built-in microphone on the right channel. In this way, we can simply turn off the sound we don't need. Some professional cameras record 6 channels of sound at once. Of course, we don't need it, but they remain accordingly in the file itself. It's possible to select the desired parameter to the sound of 1 or more videos using this function. In the same way, you can split the sound 51 and get 6 rows from it. For example, you have a film and you want to make a trailer out of it and detach the music. Most often, such a file has a separate track with a music channel. Sound 51 is the sound of cinema. Most likely, The speech is in the front speakers, and the music is in the rear ones. When you get a pure piece of music, you can subtract it from the overall audio track and from the front channel to get a pure audio track. We're done talking about channel interpretation. Next, we'll control the volume on the timeline.